This is a place.
This is the place.
This is a place. We want to talk about. This is a place.
Thank you for listening to This is a Place podcast. My name is Brandon,
I'm Nate.
and we want to wish everyone happy National Stress Awareness Day.
Hmm.
Do you think National Stress Awareness Day would be more fitting on any day other than this week of our Lord on November 6th? All the things
On the
happening this week.
42nd week of our Lord. What week are we in?
It's the 45th week of our Lord in this year,
Okay.
2024. It's a big week for so many reasons, most of which we don't care to talk about here. But we can't.
Has to do with a lot of blue and red.
A lot of blue and red this week. Yes. And yeah, at this point, if you're listening to this, we might know who our new president is and other things, but I think president kind of gets the attention. If you've not listened to the podcast before, you know we lean very blue here in regards to our BYU Cougars. And so at this point, we know where they stand in the CFP projections since they're doing so amazing in football this year. We will also know that hopefully they won in basketball last night
Yeah, I think they'll be okay.
against
I think they
South
did okay.
Central Arkansas Technical College or something.
Something like that. Something like community college.
West.
But knowing BYU, we always lay an egg when we play like a
That's
community
true.
college
We
or
like to
something.
play
So
down.
yeah. But this year's
But
different.
here's
This year's different. It's weird. It's a weird feeling because growing up, I grew up during the BYU dominance of football, where we won how many years in a row back in like the 80s and
I
early
wouldn't know. I
90s
wasn't here.
till Urban Meyer came along, changed that. So growing up, it was really hard to find true Utah fans because a lot of them weren't around back then.
Mm.
Like you knew who was a true Utah fan because they were all inks. They're not very good at football. And then come mid 90s, they became pretty good at basketball. So they always used to say, what? Oh, you guys got football, you can have it, but we got basketball. Things flipped. Utah had both basketball and football for a while. But we're back, baby. We
We're
got them
back.
both. We got the football, we got the basketball. Never saw that coming. It's going to be exciting year for the Cougars in sports.
Even if and I am a terrible fan. I'm gonna fully admit that. But I've said in private circles and now I'll say publicly, I would give losses for the rest of the year for the BYU football team as long as we win on Saturday. I don't
Oh
want to
yeah.
lose to Utah. And if
Yeah.
we lose out, the rest I'm like, that sucks. We had a good run. We had a good beginning to the season, good 9 wins, 9-0 wins. But I don't want to lose to Utah. I'm sorry.
Yeah. 100%. I mean, I would guess at the beginning of the season, if I said to you, I'll guarantee BYU's victory over Utah, but they're going to lose every game. You'd probably take that deal, right? Like that's how bad you want BYU to beat Utah.
And Utah probably
And
feels
you
the
know what
same
kind of
right now.
that's what makes me nervous. When you texted me, was it 2 weeks ago, saying Utah lost to who
Houston.
was it they lost to? Houston? Was that Houston? Was it Houston?
Mhm.
I was like, doggone it, because now Utah's in that position where the season's kind of a lost cause at this point. I mean, maybe they get bowl eligible. Are they bowl eligible yet?
No, they're not.
So they have that to fight for, and that's kind of what BYU went to the season fighting for, is just get bowl eligible. And it's kind of like
Complete
we'll
opposite of
give
what
it a
we
good try.
expected this year would
Yeah,
be.
we'll give it a good try next year. So Utah really has nothing to lose. which can make a team very dangerous.
Hmm. I just hope
So
that the
it makes
BYU
me nervous. I
players,
would almost have wished they would have beat Houston because then they might have been a little bit more confident. But like, yeah, a team that has nothing to lose can be very, very dangerous. So I'm really hoping that BYU is not overlooking Utah. And from my understanding, my little brother went and gave some shirts to the BYU offensive line, and they're like watching film like every night. So they really are not overlooking the Utes this week. So I think they really are preparing, and I hope we get the outcome we need. Not the outcome we need, the outcome we deserve.
exactly, let the streak continue. It still is a stressful week for that. And as we mentioned, other reasons. So just make sure you're taking care of yourself. You're managing your stress, learning how to cope, even if your team loses at any point of the teams winning and losing this week, because there's lots of opportunities for that to happen. So just be good to yourself. You can also celebrate another thing that is today, which is National Nacho Day. Nachos is a great way to relieve stress. Just saying.
Okay. Do you like nachos with like the nacho sauce
Like the
or
fake
the
cheese
shredded
stuff.
cheese? Well, like like you go to a football game, you get nachos. It's going to be the sauce, right? That you dip it in. Do you like that type of cheese or do you like the shredded?
It's a mood. It's got to be the mood, you know?
Okay.
I love going to a game and having that just nasty cheese dip sauce.
Yeah.
But if I'm
Yeah.
at home, I'm not going to eat that at home. I'll do the shredded.
You don't?
Mm-mm.
Mm. I did see the Terrifier 3.
Oh, you did?
Uh-huh.
And you loved it?
No, it's bad.
Really?
It was like, which it shouldn't be. Like, I think that's the whole point of Terrifier movies is like, it's so like
Shock
low budget
factor?
and bad and shock factor. And this one, I don't remember much about the first two, but this one, I was like, okay, guys, I think it went too far. Not too far in like the gory stuff. It's just the story. You're like, come on, like just dumb.
Mm.
When it got too sci-fi-y, I guess you could say.
Gotcha.
I think that's what's scary about Terrifier is like it could really be a person, right? Just a crazy whack out person. But now he's not a person anymore. He's like Michael Myers. He's like a demon or
Mm.
something.
Kind of
So
godlike.
yeah,
Interesting.
so that was weird. But
Did you have a good Halloween?
yeah, it took Bronco out. I tell you that how he like didn't
Wasn't
want to
sure if he
go.
could or not.
Yeah, and then I'm like, okay, got to kind of trick him into going. And originally he said like, I'll go with Scarlett, and I'm like, well, Scarlett's going to her friend's house.
Yeah.
And so I just said, and then Rocky went with his friend, so it was just Bronco. So I said, hey, I want to go visit a couple of the neighbors, which I did. So we went to like Roche's house. I knew he had like the fire pit and brought us candy. And then I'm like, let's go across the street, say hi to the bishop. And then after we said hi to the bishop, Bronco just started going door to door. So I'm like, all right, there we go. And then he like was out for like 2 hours just door knocking, trick or treating by himself with me behind him. So it was good. It was a good night. Got some
We got
pizza.
COVID, so we didn't do
Did
any
you have
trick or
COVID?
treating.
Like I can't tell. Like, dude, like when we went to Lagoon, I felt sick, right? And then I got better. But this last like week, I've been like, how can I get like it feels the same as what I had 2 weeks ago. The
All I
rates are
know
low.
is
It's
my
good.
wife got tested and she had it. I didn't test myself, but I've got the same thing she does. So she has it, I've
Um,
got it.
what
So
what are your symptoms?
I'm coughing a lot, lots
Okay,
of lots of mucus.
okay.
Couldn't smell for a couple days.
I never thought about that smelling.
I couldn't
Maybe
really
I can smell.
taste, you know,
Hmm.
a bit of a headache. It's not been
Yeah.
a not been a fun one, I'll say.
Okay. Like I don't feel like I've still been going out and doing crap and I've been joking around. Like even Saturday when I played pickleball, I'm like, oh man, just mornings are bad. And then I kind of feel better throughout the day. But yeah, just like congested had like a weird sharp headache pain,
Mm,
and then like you said, the mucus, all that good stuff, but hasn't like knocked me out, but it's just been annoying. And I feel like it's been way too long 'cause it's been like a week.
mm. I'm ready to be completely done with this.
So, but and we did go to Frightmare. I told you that
Yeah.
on Friday
Finished up the last couple
or
hung houses
Saturday.
we didn't get to.
Yeah, dude, it was like the night walk. We actually went underneath the ropes because like it was amazing how long the line was probably the day before or 2 days before. But yeah, and there was like three people ahead of us. And then after we came on a night walk, we just walked over. We actually went the wrong way because I'm like, where are we? I was like, oh, turned around. And I went the wrong way to the mansion. But yeah, we literally knocked out both haunted houses within like 30 minutes. Like we could have, if you guys were there, knocked out all five of them in like less than an hour and a half, probably. And then we could have ridden all the rides except for Primordial. It's always at the same spot. It always like the
Mm,
line, every time I've been there, the last few times, the line's always at the same spot.
yeah.
But like,
Maybe if we go next year, I know that's not in the cards, but if we do go, maybe that's a hack is to go after Halloween.
oh, that always has been if they do it after Halloween. Like I think I told you one time we went, and it might have been a Sunday. I can't remember. It was the last day. We've done it a few times, and they had tons of this like new Coke cans. That was probably a promotion for that summer. They were giving us cases of them. We took like 3 or 4 cases of this Coke that, and I don't drink. I wasn't drinking Coke back then, but we took them anyways. But there was like nobody there. So, and this time it was, I bet you, because we got there around 4 or 5 o'clock, and I bet if we would have brought like warmer clothes, like the park just got thinner and thinner as the night went on, and they were open to 11, and we left like around 7:30 or 8. These kids were just done, but I'm like, we could have probably just walked on every ride starting then, but it was cold, and it was like
It's a
slightly
gamble for that
sprinkling.
reason. You could have bad weather, you could have really cold temperatures.
Yeah. So it was
So that's
fun though. We got to
a
do a
good
bunch of
hack.
rides. Kids, I think we did what's the cannonball like twice. We did one when we got there and one when it got dark. But yeah, feel like we got our money's worth this year. It's good.
That's
But I was
good.
thinking you should get a membership next year or a pass so that we can go just hang out and have fun. But we should do the seance next year
I really want to do that one
just to see what it's all about,
if it's everything it's cracked up to be,
right? Or whatever it is.
whatever it is.
Whatever it is. So yeah, it's gonna it's got a pretty face, but
Well, good. Glad you had a good Halloween, good time at Lagoon, and
so you guys didn't go trick-or-treating at all? Just hung out at home?
mm-mm.
Did you hand out candy and stuff or
So we put out a bowl of candy because we're like, well, we probably shouldn't open the door and just
get everyone
not risk
sick?
it, I guess, right? If we can avoid getting people sick, we may as well. Put out the bowl of candy. Candy was gone after the first couple trick-or-treaters. And then someone stole our freaking bowl. The empty
Somebody stole
bowl.
someone else's bowl in our yeah, in our
Why?
neighborhood too.
Why steal a
That's what
bowl?
I don't get. That's what I don't get. Probably some mom.
She's like, I need bowls. Yeah, it
Went
was
to
weird.
Walmart Midville last night and it was a fast day, which was probably a pretty bad idea. I got so much bloody candy. I bought like $400 worth of candy. It was so cheap. Do you need some candy?
Did
What kind of
I?
candy you
Do I
like,
need
Brandon?
some? I'll
Yeah.
always take some candy.
Okay. Yeah, it was like such a good deal. So it was a good deal, and I was hungry, and I went a little crazy, super crazy. But anyways,
Anyways, I know you're super excited to get to the topic today. It's been a minute since we've done one of these. I have a feeling this is going to be a quick episode because pretty sure this is the Harry Potter movie you hate the most up to this point.
oh, it would be up there. It was disappointing to feel like it started gaining momentum, you know, and then it took like 3 steps back.
Really?
This one was just boring as all get out.
You didn't find anything redeeming in it.
I did when it said the end.
Just so you know, since you're just so against everybody, every one of these movies, I'm pretty sure, has certified fresh from the critics and the audience.
I don't get it. I'm sorry.
I know you don't get it.
I don't get it.
You're just on the outside looking in, Nate. But we're all grateful that you are still attempting this cinematic journey to the best of your ability. To be fair, this is probably one of the movies I think about or care about the least. Not my favorite.
Okay.
The ending, the
So
ending's all right.
I'm not, what's the word? Not mistaken, but I'm not the only one. That's what I should say.
It's just a pretty fluffy
I have
movie.
company that would agree with me that this one is one of the boring ones.
Yeah. So it starts out, Harry is this the one when he's like getting beat up at the park by Dudley and his friends? And then the Dementors come and they attack Dudley and he saves him with the Patronus.
Was that this one?
I think that's this one.
Is this the one where, yeah, the tent one where they have the big tent? Or was that the last one?
That was the fourth one.
You mean
And
he gets beat up?
he's not being beat up. The Dudley and his friends are bullying him. Pretty sure it's this one. So anyway, he gets in trouble because he used a spell, but then it's okay because he needed to use it to save his cousin and himself. And we find out about the Order of the Phoenix, which is a secret organization founded by Dumbledore. And they inform Harry that the Ministry of Magic is attempting to stonewall rumors about Lord Voldemort's return. At the Order's headquarters, Harry's godfather, Sirius Black, mentions that Voldemort seeks an object he previously lacked. Harry believes it to be a weapon. You know what it is?
I don't remember.
It's that little prophecy, the orb thingy. And we get introduced to Dolores Umbridge, repulsive
Oh, is that the
teacher.
teacher lady? Yes. Okay.
Yep, she wears pink and she has all these kitty pictures in her office. She's the new defense against the dark arts teacher and proceeds to teach them basically nothing about defense or dark arts.
She's just a meanie.
She's a
She just,
meanie. She's going to be on a new ride when the new park in Universal Orlando opens up.
oh yeah.
Yeah. So that's cool. They're bringing back the OG actress. She does the thing where she has him write lines and it puts the words in his hand as he writes. Pretty much everybody gets that treatment at one point or another. They create something called Dumbledore's Army.
Oh yeah. That was funny.
Funny.
I'm just like, how how is Harry all of a sudden a black belt in magic and he can teach everybody else? Right?
It should be Hermione. She knows way more.
Oh yeah, that's what I didn't understand. But and it's funny how he's like able to teach and instruct people as if he was a master of the craft. And I'm like, they never really put him in that.
He didn't know about magic till like 3 years ago.
Exactly. But they never, I mean, he always seems to be lucky throughout the movies.
Yeah.
It's not like it's not like he's Johnny Lawrence of, Cobra Kai that's been winning tournaments for you. That would make more sense that Johnny's like, hey, I'm going to teach everybody. It's like, yeah, and that'll be my analogy is that if you're gonna have a kid teach a karate class when they're kids, Johnny Lawrence would make more sense than having Danny LaRusso go and teach because Danny just started learning a couple months ago.
Yeah, he's a part of it.
So weird, and that kind of got me like rolling my eyes a little bit. But you forgot to mention that Harry's having bad dreams too, scary dreams.
Good job. Look at you. You paid
Yeah,
attention.
yeah.
Sometimes I just leave things out to see if you caught it in the movie. And obviously you did. So you remember his nightmares. Tell me about the nightmares.
He's like in a house and there's like a snake and it looks like um Darth Vader is talking to somebody.
Isn't
Doesn't the
he hurting
snake
somebody?
doesn't the
Isn't he the
snake
snake in
hurt?
his dream?
I don't remember. And doesn't the snake like kill the maintenance guy? Is it in his dreams or does that end
That
up
was in
in
the
the
fourth movie.
that's the fourth movie?
In his dreams, he's the snake and he's killing Ron's dad.
This one, I'm not gonna lie, this was such a rough one to pay attention to because it was so boring. So I had to keep asking my wife for the cliff notes. Um,
Well, Harry gets his first kiss in this one.
does he? Doesn't Sirius make an appearance too and come back? But you're right, Mr. Weasley gets attacked in his dream, and it turns out he really did get attacked, right?
Well,
And
that's later on. Yeah.
it turns out Harry has a weird connection to Darth Vader's mind.
Mm, maybe it's his dad.
One that he needs to learn to shut off immediately. Good luck with that, kid.
We've already established he's not a great wizard.
Right? It's just always the whole series so far, like Harry's just at the right place at the right time where he gets extremely lucky, whatever. It's like rare that he actually uses his talents to win. But that's going to change, right? Right?
Mm, kinda. Guess in a way. Um, we do get so he starts having these sessions with Snape, right? Where Snape tries to enter his mind like Voldemort does, and he has to try and get him out. At one point, he does it back to Snape, and he sees in Snape's mind, um, finds out his dad was a bully to Snape.
Oh yeah.
So that made him mad, and he said, "No more." And I think is this the one where Dumbledore's like gone the whole time, right? He's just like absent. Nobody knows where he's at.
Yeah, this is like the one where the beginning of Harry Potter's depression, right? Because he feels he's getting more and more alone because he doesn't have any adults in his life that
Mm-hmm.
care about him.
Yeah. So we find out that Bellatrix escapes from Azkaban. That's Sirius's cousin, who's a Death Eater.
Hmm.
Um, room of the requirement. Room. The room of requirement is one of the coolest things I think about this movie. The room that just becomes whatever you need it to be in that moment. For them, it's usually a training facility for Dumbledore's army, but it's also a place where they can hide things, or it just really becomes whatever they need in that moment. If they're hungry, they show up and there's a snack for them. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool room.
It's like uh Peter Pan. They just can imagine things and it's just there. Like Unhook,
Mm,
you know? You're doing it, Peter.
yeah, true. You're right. This movie's just not original at all. And you know what? Let's just get forward because, like you said, there's nothing.
It's just so slow. It's
It's
like
slow.
it's they're just trying to
I mean, you have the
set up the next little bit. I think it was the filler movie. That's
You
the
have
problem.
Harry with his girlfriend Cho, and they kiss, and she cries because she still misses Edward. Never made her a vampire. Um, oh yeah, we find out about Grop, Hagrid's brother, his half brother, out in the forest, and the centaurs kidnap Umbridge, which is pretty cool. But then they go to the Department of Mysteries to try and find this prophecy that's been hidden away.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
basically, everyone shows up. There's a big fight. So many prophecies are destroyed. I think what happens? Does his get destroyed too?
I don't recall.
Then Voldemort shows up and he's going to kill Harry, but then Dumbledore comes and Dumbledore fights Voldemort and that destroys most of the whole place. Um, Voldemort possesses Harry's body. And then because of Harry's love for his friends and family, he's able to get rid of Voldemort, get him out of his body.
Whoa.
The ministry officials arrive right before Voldemort leaves and they see him, so they know that he's not lying. Umbridge is fired and Dumbledore returns. Oh, yeah, because Umbridge becomes the headmaster and she changes the whole school and makes it a terrible place
Yeah. And doesn't somehow, how do they get her out to the forest again?
because they're looking for his half brother, the Dumbledore's secret weapon. They take her out to see that, and it ends up being Hagrid's brother.
And then she gets taken away.
And and then we see his new father figure just as quickly as he came into his life. He's gone because his cousin Bellatrix, she kills him, and he falls into that veil thingy, and he's gone. So our second big major death. Dumbledore confides in Harry that the reason he was distancing himself was because he wanted to prevent Voldemort from exploiting their connection. He also reveals the prophecy was basically the prophecy of him not dying by Voldemort's hand or whatever it was. And that's the movie. So
The end.
the point is, Nate, I don't blame you. It's not the best one,
Thank you.
but when you watch something for so long and so frequently, you kind of sometimes start to feel a connection to the people? Are you feeling any kind of connection to Harry Potter and his friends and the story?
No, I just always look at Emma. Is that her name? Emma Stone? Is that Emma Stone? Who's the girl?
Emma Roberts?
What's the name of the
What's
girl?
her name? Hermione. Emma Watson.
Watson. Is that really Emma Watson? Anyways, and I just always go off on a Beauty and the Beast thing. Like that's all she reminds me of now with Beauty and the Beast.
Did you saw it before Harry Potter?
Yeah. And I remember how I think I brought this up before, I feel like she's doing a good job of acting in Harry Potter. She plays it perfectly, the character. And then it feels like she had no acting experience when she did Beauty and the Beast. Like it was so like monotone.
Mm.
Anyways, so I always go off on tangent like that in my head while
She
watching Harry
does
Potter.
she does a good job in Harry Potter.
Yeah, she does.
And I think at this point, you've watched the sixth movie.
Yes.
So you just have two more.
I just got two more. Two more. But we're going to hopefully watch the seventh one in theaters.
Our best bet really probably is tomorrow. Are you
Isn't
free
it?
tomorrow?
Yeah, but I want to be able to get the seventh one done.
You won't?
Mm-mm.
Okay. We're gonna find another time then. We're gonna have to watch it in my house.
Well, I'll go without you.
Okay, that's fair.
I'll go to the movie theater all by myself. Get my
The
own
the
popcorn.
advantage of you going is you can't turn it off. You're gonna have to watch the whole thing.
That's true. I
Can you
thought it'd be
handle
fun
that in a
too.
Harry Potter
Yeah,
movie?
I did it. I did it with the sixth one. I watched the whole thing one shot. Very proud of myself.
At this point, I don't think myself or the listeners are expecting you to all of a sudden convert to some big time Harry Potter fan. I don't think the seventh movie, part one and part two, are gonna break it off off microphone. You've confessed to me you already basically know how it's gonna end. I'm not gonna confirm if that's true or not, but they're not getting past you. You already got it all figured out.
Ooh, yeah. I think I got a good idea now, even more.
Did you just read something?
No, I was just
No.
thinking like, isn't what movie is it where the person dies and like comes back even more? Is that Lord of the Rings where the he
Lord of the
dies but comes
Rings.
back more powerful? Anyways, we shall see. We should see how it unfolds. I need to find out if Snipes is good or bad. Is
Snipes.
that his name? Snipes?
Snape.
Snape? Snipes? Snapes? Sniper? Swiper? What do they call it? Swiper, no
Swiper, no
swiping?
swiping. Well, we're all eager to hear. Everyone's very excited to hear the last three movies and your take on them, Nate. Actually, maybe nobody's listening to these and no one's excited. I'm excited. I'm excited
Yeah,
you've taken on this
yeah,
challenge.
yeah. I'm gonna, if I were people, I'd just skip over these episodes.
It's a good place to end. Thanks for listening to this The Place podcast.
And this was a boring movie we just talked about.